Do it.
I love that within seconds of you and I connecting before the show went live, you called me out on my background. Seconds. Not even like a, hey, how are you doing? It's like, I still see a lot of figures back there.
First of all, we speak most of the day. So me going, hey, how you doing?
Okay, I asked how you were doing. I was polite.
Did you? You might have.
Yeah.
You might have.
Yeah. And I said, how was your day? You're like, it's not bad. And then blah, blah, blah. I had a conversation with blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah. Yeah. So anybody that's not aware, I'm moving again. That's like saying I'm moving is like saying the sun's coming up tomorrow. It really doesn't narrow it down, It's
been a couple years.
But it has been, thankfully. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Hopefully this next spot, Atlanta, Georgia, the home of WCW. Hopefully that proves a place I can stay for even longer. But as you pointed out, a lot of packing being done this week, a lot of figures being boxed up, and you're like, a lot of figures back behind you. That's it. If you could see like the rest of the room, nothing. Like literally, it stops like right here.
And I asked because I was surprised at the amount of figures still behind there.
Yeah, I mean we couldn't get it all done. And I say we because my parents came up for a couple of days to help me out, which was very sweet of them. And there's still stuff to be done, but I'm not heading down to Atlanta for another week or so. And the belongings are going a week or so after that. So I still got a little bit of time, but not too much time. There's still way too much to do. I need an intern.
Yeah, you should get one.
Wrestling audio and the low blow needs an intern.
Unpaid. An unpaid intern.
Although I'm hearing now it's a lot of states are banning unpaid internships that you actually have to pay them now, those bastards.
Man, I remember back in my days in radio, that's all we did. That's all we had.
Right? I can't even imagine interning and getting paid for it. Ugh.
Right?
That would have been too good.
I could have gotten paid for the dumb crap I did. Are you serious?
Yeah. People don't realize Ballz used to be like a morning show stunt boy.
Yeah, I was. I've done.
What did you call yourself?
I was. I think I just said sidekick was probably easiest. Okay. Or like later on, it was like stunt. I think stunt guy or stunt person.
Okay, I like to call you stunt boy.
Stunt boy.
Because one, you were also considerably younger.
I was considerably younger. I was. When I started morning show stunt work, I was like 20.
You took a couple years off your life. What's the craziest thing you had to do as a stunt boy?
Oh man, I mean, it was always dumb stuff. I pretended to be hypnotized so well that the staff actually thought I got hypnotized.
See, I've never heard that. I've heard some of your stories before. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
So we had a guy come in and he hypnotized me, and like he was doing stuff, and he was like, speak Chinese, and I busted out this fake Chinese that like our midday guy, whose name is Keith at the time, was like, that was so real. And then to end it, he goes, now you're gonna imagine your penis got cut off and you're chasing it through the studio. So I leap out of the chair, yell, and you remember our studio, like the mixing board was directly like in front of you, but it was a table, so there was like open under it. I ran and dove under the mixing board and chased my imaginary penis out the thing into the office and just around the building.
That's amazing.
And it was great. And then like I forget where I went after, but then the dude left and I went back in the studio and they're like, I'm like, no, I wasn't hypnotized at all. They're like, really? It's like, no, it's my job to go with it. I got to make them, I got to sell it that it worked and make it happen. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. I like it.
So
it was
this was
like really an on-air hypnotizing then?
Yeah, it was an on-air hypnotizing, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's...
I remember competing against the world's like Guinness Book of World Records donut eating competition. He crushed like 20 glazed donuts in the time that I had 2.
Yeah.
Like it was like I was always asked to do really dumb things.
But when I ask you to do really dumb things, you don't do it.
I'm older now. I mean,
and I also don't pay you.
There is that as well. Yeah.
People checking in. Casimir says, "Hey,
Stunt
Boy
and
Mo."
That's
Michelle says, "Hello, what's going on?" Sebastian, congrats on the new job. Thank you. I appreciate that. Byron says, "Have fun in the A." I assume he means the Atlanta and not have fun in the ass.
Yeah.
But maybe both. I don't know.
The only thing I know is peace up, A-Town down. I learned that from Usher. That's the only thing about Atlanta. Usher.
Yeah. And then Keith wants to know, does anybody else want some donuts right now?
Yeah. I mean, I probably won't turn down donuts, but.
Yeah. You have to get the plain ones for him, though. He doesn't like flavor. I
do like chocolate.
And Michelle's got a good question here. Just because we're older, does it make us wiser?
No.
No, God, no.
No.
I mean, maybe a little bit. A little bit.
Would I have done a lot of the stuff now that I did? Probably. Would I have been smarter about it? Maybe a little bit.
Or demand more money from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's also congratulating me on the new job in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan forgot what time it was.
He elaborated what the A stood for this time.
Yeah. No, that was Byron that said that.
So. Oh, was it? Okay.
So, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to know what he was saying, what he meant by that. With that said, for any of you who are regular viewers, either live or on demand for the low blow, it's probably again going to be the last one for a couple weeks anyway, as things get kind of situated and whatnot. And okay, I'm not going to lie. Next week I'm seeing Venom when we should be recording. I'm going to be seeing Venom. So
I'll be honest with you. He didn't tell me that. I didn't know that. I'm a little shady, like a little salty about it right now.
You want to go too? Let there be carnage. I mean, you can go. I'll even buy your ticket, Ballz.
It's not like you have a job. You could have went at a later showtime.
I could have, but I got to get trained back on the morning show schedule. So if I go to an earlier show, I get home and go to bed sooner.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose I could probably do both, and your conversation would put me to sleep. But again, if you want to go, I'll buy your ticket. So
cool.
Yeah. Michelle says same. She's going to be going to see that movie too. Byron says definitely not in the ass. Key says no. Age does not automatically equate to experience or intelligence. And
who brought intelligence into this?
Were either of you shocked that Danielson Omega went to a draw?
That'll be in one of my 6 things later.
Yeah. I'll tell you, no, I'm not shocked by it, but like he said, we'll
short answer
on that in a little bit. But when the low blow does come back, and we haven't exactly talked about what we're going to do yet, but we might be expanding the show, opening up the show. And so maybe half's wrestling, and then the other half is pop culture. It's Ballz' geek shirt collection. I don't know.
Yeah. We actually hired the girls from Raw Underground. They're gonna dance in a small screen.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
Yeah, just a really small,
like a very small screen.
And they're gonna woo at the appropriate times, hopefully at inappropriate times too. And
I'll be honest with you. It's really just footage from Raw Underground. We didn't actually hire them.
We just blur out the faces so you can't tell.
Yeah, it's so small on the screen. We hope you won't notice that it's
old. Wow, this looks
footage.
Familiar. This looks like something I've ignored before. Huh.
Why is there a chain link fence behind them? I don't know.
When will you be on the air at Rock 105, by the way? Ballz, go ahead, take that one.
Ooh, I believe he'll be on the air at 6 a.m. or so.
October 4th, that Monday is I don't think I'll be on too much in the first couple of days there as I'm getting to know the show. They're getting to know me. But October 4th is when I technically start. Now, this one you can actually chime in on. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but with my moving to Atlanta, I'll be closer to you.
No, that is not correct. I do not live in Atlanta. I'm in Ohio. You're actually probably closer to me now. You're about 8 hours drive from me now.
I would be curious to see where you're at compared to me now. So I'm actually gonna do that Google search.
I'm trying to remember. It was a couple years ago. I drove to your place.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I want to say it took between 7 or 8 hours.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just do your general city to my upcoming city. That's about 10.5. So
I was gonna say
a little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer. But.
And he did say, he wants us to get a low blow in person, which is something we used to do all the time.
Yeah.
Back when we were doing all the touring, back when the world let us tour and do all the Comic Cons.
I remember we did the low blow in person when I actually came and visited you, and I sat like next to you.
I do remember
and
that.
Neither one of us could figure out what the heck we were doing with our hands on video, and it was one of the first couple times we had done video, and we were both like, I don't know what's happening.
And he says with him in Indiana, it's like he's between us both, like an effed up Oreo.
Yeah.
See, this is why I love the interactions, the live show interactions, because of comments like that. I'm like a really awkward Oreo here. Still want to be listening to show the support where I can. Loved you here in the 217 at station name redacted. Yeah, a bunch of assholes there, except for Lars. He's cool. Michelle says we're getting fancy with our show. And
I was gonna say,
I mean, we could do that. Like, it'd be kind of cool if we could do something where, like have a monocle.
Yeah.
It's
like, let me go get a shirt with a collar.
Yeah. Welcome, my friends, to the low blow. Or the loweth bloweth.
The loweth bloweth? That's a sophisticated version of the low blow.
That was like a ring from a milk carton. Why have that around?
I was gonna say,
fidget.
Like, you should pack a little bit better. Like, why are there milk carton rings just randomly around your office?
Because I like to fidget, so whenever I'm on a show, I have to be playing with something or doing something.
I get that. No, I got it.
So I don't know. It helps me channel my focus onto your blue self.
Yeah, I was just about to make fun of a milk carton and you being pale like milk. So that was good.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. With that, Ballz, he took his turn with the 6 things on his mind this week. And where would you like to start, sir?
Oh, I don't know. Surprise me.
Well, you got me curious about this one.
Okay. So, this is what we it kind of brought up earlier. Time's up. Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson go to a 30-minute draw. There were things that I would say, first of all, if you saw the match, I think we would all agree the match I thought was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
don't know anybody that'd be like, it was okay.
There was no interference. Like, even friggin' oh God, I just completely spaced. Thank you, Callis. I was like, I completely spaced on the manager's name. He didn't even get involved. It was a great contest back and forth. I was not surprised it went to a draw, because how do you really end it, especially if you don't go the route that there's interference? I was surprised.
We're already going to want more anyway, so might as well just find the best way to give us more.
I was surprised that it kicked off the show at 8 p.m. I loved the fact that it kicked off the show. They were like, hey, let's do this. And then just give them what you wanted right there. Boom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It has to be a rematch. The only thing I didn't like about the draw is that the only reason I knew it was coming is because I was paying attention. Like, it was never mentioned by the announce team. There was no countdown on the screen. There was no, like, you only knew when there was like less than a minute left and the ref was like 45 seconds. And you're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you couldn't have told me with like 5 minutes remaining in the match.
No, I like that though. I mean, to me, that makes it more realistic rather than, hey, we got 5 minutes left. Wonder if we're going to go all the way, and then the announcer starts speculating, no, we need a finish. And then, you're not going to get a finish.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that they didn't telegraph that ahead of time.
I wish it would have been like, I just thought the timing was weird. Like maybe a minute.
Right,
like 45 seconds. Oh, hey, I just realized time's about up.
Maybe. Or again, if you want to be realistic, I'd have been the ref looking at my watch and being like, oh, we got about 32 seconds.
Yeah. This match should have been over 3 minutes ago. No, I thought it was great.
According to this, Justin Roberts announced a 3-minute warning, but
Oh,
crowd drowned it out. Well, I thought maybe Eric Bischoff and his duo didn't come out. So
yeah, no. One of them is dead. Wait, hold on. I think both of them are dead.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Now I feel bad.
Yeah. Wow. Way to bring the mood down, Ballz.
Huh. Yeah, no. If he gave a 3-minute warning, I 100% missed it.
I mean, 20,000 people losing their shit, which, as we discovered last week, is fine.
And that doesn't come up anymore in my 6 things, but that crowd was hot all night.
Yeah, yeah. And rightfully so. I mean, we know New York crowds are special to sports teams and players and athletes everywhere. We know in wrestling, it's the pinnacle of where to perform, basically.
Yeah.
But to be able to sell out that arena, pull bigger numbers there than WWE has within the last couple of years, and to deliver such a card again, that's just night one of the event. AEW, you say time's up for AEW, which of course referring to the draw, but
of course
some people say they're just getting started.
Oh, absolutely. I think Bryan Danielson was very open about the fact that this is kicking off this part of his career, and he wanted to start it against Kenny Omega, and now you have all these other things that Danielson can do, and I think it's going to be eye-opening. Like
on a sidebar, do you think Daniel Bryanson, do you think he got in trouble by Tony Khan because he thanked WWE ahead of time and did not trash them or disrespect them?
No, I don't think so.
I think he got probably in a lot of trouble.
You think?
He goes, "This is in your contract. You have to disrespect Vince's company.
You're supposed to just chastise.
You cannot thank them and be sincere about it.
No, you can't be.
Time's up for Bryan Danielson. Be gone. We don't want you anymore."
He had one good appearance.
No, I do appreciate that the class act Bryan Danielson did thank WWE, said he had nothing bad to say. It was just time to move on, do something different. This 30 minutes was outstanding. Like you said, you texted that the Hurricane Rana nearly took out the corner camera. It was just a solid show.
I want to watch it again because I swear when Danielson's legs go over Omega and they come together, I swear he's lifting the camera off the corner thing as he's coming up.
Yeah. Nathan asks, will a rematch now be for the title? I say no.
No, I don't think so.
At this point, you let a little bit of character dive in. They gave us that pure wrestling. Yep. Now it's time to get character and storyline back in, and Bryan Danielson hasn't earned a shot yet.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, they got the match in. He goaded him into one.
Yep.
It's in Kenny's best interest to make sure he goes up the ladder now.
Yep.
To get that title shot instead of just giving him one. So, yeah.
No, so I would definitely hold off on that for a bit. I know a lot of people are clamoring for it, but I think Kenny Omega as a great heel, part of the elite in that group right now, they're doing everything they can to get out of some of these high-pressure matches. Yeah.
And so I guess to answer your question, will the rematch be for the title? Yeah, probably. Will it be anytime soon as Danielson works his way up? No, I think you're going to give it a little time.
Right, exactly. I concur, sir. I concur.
Yep.
So is that anything else with AEW in this show that we need to talk about with that?
No, that was the only thing on my mind for that part of AEW.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the next part of that. Who moves on to the number one contenders?
Well, I would have to look at the ranking to see who was number 1 or 2.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't keep track. Me and numbers don't get along.
No. Normally I do look, but I don't actually remember who the number 1 contender is right now.
And who knows where it's going to be here sooner than later anyway. So, no thoughts on Cody coming back or Brandy, who, by the way, 3 months after giving birth looks amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, there was definitely some other highlights to the show.
She was back at a healthier weight.
Yes. I'm glad we can keep using that. She lost the appropriate amount of weight to come back. No, I thought Brandy was great. I thought if you watch the thing with like Cody standing there, he brings out Arn and Arn walks out. I really think the camera was not supposed to pan so far, and you can see her standing back in the tunnel, where she's almost like, "Would you hurry the hell up?" And then she walks out and does her thing.
Will you be watching the reality show?
I have not. No.
Rose to the top.
I mean, I might catch it if it's like on after I watch the episode, after I watch Dynamite or something, but I don't have plans. I'm not recording it or anything.
Yeah, it might be something that maybe after it's all said and done, if I can binge watch it on demand or something, maybe I'll check it out. But
this wasn't like part of my stuff, but while we're talking about it, number one, her rolling in the ring and flipping off Malachi Black and saying F you, and then him like cackling was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was planned. I have no idea. Because Cody looked legit shocked that she rolled into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. The crowd reaction to Malachi Black was 100% face, 75% face.
Yeah.
Cody was being treated like a heel
the
entire match, which is an issue. And no, I did not read the whole article, but I did read something today where Cody basically says, I'll retire before I become a heel again. So, oops.
Which is so odd because so many people are desperate to be heels.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Their character can have more fun, but it'll be interesting to see because that's no matter who they try to turn heel. Like I know we had CM Punk versus Hobbs, and Hook was at ringside during the tapings, and numerous Hook chants and whatnot. And
I think that's also because it's New York, and that's where Hook is from. Yeah,
but I still think it's like it could be in Chicago. It could be LA. You could probably go to a different market and probably still a big market anyway, and still get the same general reaction.
Probably.
I mean, like they're going to have to really work hard to find some people to remain heels. I mean, you got MJF. Vicky has always been great at being a heel, but she's rarely used.
Yeah.
But Malachi, it's like they obviously they want to put on good matches.
Yeah.
That's seemingly first and foremost, but are they going to try to push that merch? Are they not going to care? They're like, we'll just let the crowd react however, or are they going to try? Because like what could Malachi Black do to get people to boo him? Like, does he have to attack CM Punk?
Maybe, yeah. Like I do
sodomize him.
It might be a little far, but maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think Cody is that polarizing character where I think no matter what, the crowd, even he tries his best, to be the good guy, to be upstanding, and the crowd is just going to crap on him because it's predominantly wrestling fans as opposed to soccer moms in the crowd. I don't know, but
it's so odd because when he partnered up with the others and created All Elite Wrestling and started doing this, he was a hero.
Yeah, and
now that he's got to do this week to week, fans are actually turning on him, and I don't fully get it.
They're like, "Yay, he's back!" And then the next week they're like, "I wish that guy would take him out."
I mean, I know there's also a lot of love for Malachi Black, the former Aleister Black. There's a lot of people wanting to see him thrive, loving that this character is out there. But if he's supposed to be a heel, I hope they're able to find something.
I just think
him beating down Cody is not going to do it.
No.
Does he have to attack Daniel Bryan? I don't know.
And yeah, I mean, we need something to where it's not, it's not Cody. It's not, I mean, give us something we haven't seen before, but against someone who's like a, Jungle Boy.
Right.
Luchasaurus. Some of these like baby-faced, baby faces. Like it's young, good guys.
Malachi Black after Murder Sting.
Possibly.
Yeah. But I just hope that's the direction they go. Maybe not Sting, but just let Malachi try to be a heel before you just give up and be like, whatever.
Like I do think like Malachi Darby Allin would be something people would be into. Like let Darby and Sting get through their thing with FTR and then, kind of figure out where to go from there. But yeah, I think, someone like that, you could get the crowd to boo you again with Darby and Sting.
Let's hope.
I think so.
All right. So let's stick with AEW real quick. Owen Hart, talk about huge news. If there wasn't one shot, if one wasn't enough at WWE of, hey, we brought CM Punk out of retirement.
Yep.
You apparently had talks with him, but it just didn't go anywhere. We brought him back. Oh, by the way, 20 years later, Owen's ours.
Yeah. It's it was one of those things that I read and I'm like, I don't even understand it until I like started reading it. I'm like, oh, it's with Owen Hart Foundation. It's, preserving his legacy. There's going to be shirts. There's going to be figures. He's going to be included in video games. Holy crap. That's shocking. Like, it makes you wonder. I mean, first of all, it's great. Hey, it's great that there's like this place now where things that it doesn't have to be all WWE.
Right.
Like, because for so long it had been that if WWE casts you out or you have an issue with them, you're on the wayside. There isn't really anywhere else to go to do something or to get any sort of promotion. Now there is. Right. So like you wouldn't have 10 years ago, we wouldn't have been like Impact, like Owen is Impact, like that.
Owen Hart is Impact.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been as excited. But like this, you know that AEW cares. Like this is the stuff they want to do and want to help with. And I don't know where all it goes. Let's hope it stops right before they hire Teddy Hart. Like that's like right before. But no, I think it's amazing.
Bring him in for a guest spot.
Sure. Him and a cat. He trains cats to wrestle. I don't know.
It's
been so long since we've talked about that.
It has been a while since we've mentioned that, and shame on us, but thank you for bringing it back around.
It should be something we give updates on every episode.
Okay, if you want to follow Teddy Hart that closely on social, that is, you got it, buddy.
Feline wrestling with Teddy Hart. Yeah, no. It's in another small window at the bottom of our screen.
Meow. I wonder what Brett thinks. Maybe Brett's commented and I somehow missed all.
I haven't seen a Brett comment.
Elizabeth's like, wait, what? Yeah, there's a guy that trains cats to pro wrestle.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It really is.
It is a thing. He's also one of those guys that's burnt pretty much every bridge and has just nowhere to go now.
Yeah. But WWE's going to have to pay out the ass to get Brett to show up to one of their reunion or Raw reunion specials or whatever, these, old school shows. Because, when they have his brother being honored in the other company where he's already made appearances and, displayed the first title and all that. I mean,
he's already done at least one that I remember for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. See, we've completely derailed everything we were talking about Owen because of the cat talk.
Yes. Yes, he is.
It's true. It's true. I've tried to get Natalia to open up about it here on the Airways of Wrestling Audio, but it just
doesn't happen.
Maybe third time's the charm. I don't know.
I hope so.
But then also bringing her up though.
Mm-hmm.
She's had a good run in WWE, very consistent run, even though she may not be considered in a lot of people's minds the Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling. In WWE, she has been very consistent for a very long time. I'm kind of curious to get her thoughts on Owen getting that recognition, getting his legacy not just restored, but renewed and, everything over in the other company.
It's one of those weird things where, like, you never know how... Like you hear that there's a fracture in the Hart family. Like, I mean, obviously it's great that Owen is getting all of this love now and recognition. But if you believe what you've heard or read, Natalia's side maybe doesn't get along with Owen's wife. Right. So someone asked me like right away, like, "Well, how long till Natalya goes to AEW?" I was like, I don't think that's a thing.
No.
I don't know that the family's close enough that this would be like, all right, we're all going over. I don't think that's a thing that would happen.
Now, I could see Natalya having a loyalty to WWE anyway. And then when the contract's up and maybe she's retired or she can't keep up with the crew anymore, then maybe as she becomes a free agent, I could see an appearance at All Elite maybe, but I don't think there would be any sort of I don't know, malice or heat from WWE or AEW. I think it's just like you said, Natty to me is like Roman, just going to be a lifer.
I think so.
Yeah, Keith pointing out competition breeds growth.
Yeah,
I love what Eric Bischoff said on Twitter, talking about if Vince wasn't paying attention before, he is now.
Yeah.
And probably is loving it, which people probably don't want to realize that maybe he realizes he needs that to spur this creative side, to spur his team to show a new side, a new fire. And I mean, it really is what happened before the Attitude Era.
No, it exactly is. And I read that. I didn't get a chance to add it to my list, but no, absolutely. And there was another comment to it that I thought was super interesting, because someone said someone will have to tell Vince, or to get the balls to tell Vince about it. And Bischoff responded, not after tonight.
Yeah.
Like basically what you were saying is Vince could have been avoiding it or whatever, and someone would have had to say, hey, did you see this? This is something we need to worry about. Mm-hmm. Now, there's no way Vince didn't notice it. So,
yeah. And I mean, I hate comparing. Okay, I don't hate comparing AEW to WCW because I do it every single week. But I mean, that's the thing. WWE is starting from scratch, and that's what they had to do in the Attitude Era. So maybe give it 5 years, 6 years, people will be calling Vince a genius again. He'll be 81, 82. I don't know what he'll be. People are like, he's a genius.
Genius.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk WWE and Vince McMahon.
It's a natural progression. I like what you're doing with segues here. I'm talking about him being a genius, and makes you wonder, was this his idea, part of his new NXT 2.0?
Which may or may not be more edgy.
More edgy.
Yeah.
So edgy that the second this debuts and gets any sort of attention, it's pulled. So
fill me in on this, because I did not watch NXT this week. I wanted to. Again, I had family in town packing. Lost track of time. Didn't happen.
So basically,
and I didn't read the results either. I just saw headlines that somebody was woke and now he's back asleep. I don't know.
Yeah. No, pretty much. Yeah. So Joe Gacy, new gimmick, where he's very. The ring is a safe place. Very. I don't want to say. Fox News basically said he was very left, and WWE was making fun of the liberal left, and the ring is a safe place. He smiled the entire match, a handshake after he lost. Like he hugged the guy after he lost. Like it was very over the top. Like this is where I don't need to use my male privilege and stuff like that. It was so just amped up wokeness. But then, you don't do that. Okay, so what happened? That happened. Fox News and the New York Post both put out things about how WWE was making fun of the liberal left and mocking him with this new character. And then immediately, all the videos containing this character are gone. All the mentions of him from the website are gone. Except for, watching him on Hulu, you or the network, you everything's been taken down. You don't do this type of character and not expect some sort of publicity or attention from it. I cannot imagine.
Oh, they're not done yet. Next week, he's going to talk about cancel culture. Mark my words. Mark my words that's going to be the angle, is that I know, cancel culture's trying to keep me down, but,
So do you think he blames
on it? Mark my words.
He blames someone in the company for taking all of his stuff down?
Yeah.
All of his promotion?
Yeah. I think this is a cancel culture reference.
Oh man. I didn't think that. I just thought it was a knee-jerk reaction to something, but
it very much could be, but
yeah. But I like your idea better. I still assume it's a knee-jerk reaction when they're like, oh no, they said we made fun of liberals and then we took it down. I really do kind of hope that it's he comes back out and we're like, look, they tried to silence me. It's this thing. And then he's like, but this still is a safe place for us to compete. And that would be crazy if that's where it went.
I would love that. And that would be topical. That would be edgy. That would continue to get some attention.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'd be curious to see how the crowds react to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I could also see wrestling fans very quickly turning and making sure that this guy is not a face.
No, absolutely not. No, this is what Malachi Black has to do to get food.
Malachi Black has to smile his whole match and say, the ring is where I light up. And
The ring is where I spit black mist at people. It's a very safe place to get misted. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
It is very interesting. I'd love to go back and watch it, but
yeah, but no, you have the network. I'm sure it's still on there.
Maybe. And that means I have to turn on Peacock, and I hate that service.
There is that. The last thing I read is that it was still up on Hulu and Peacock. So
all right, well, maybe I'll go check it out. Once I can get Peacock to finally move the cursor over.
There is that.
Takes forever. All right. So trying to segue. That's edginess.
Okay, edginess.
Yeah.
Flair for the dramatic. I think we all saw, if we even watch, we've heard the Ric Flair stories and the fallout from the plane ride from hell. You know the most shocking thing of all of this, to me, is that the plane ride from hell happened in the year 2002.
Yeah.
Like everything I had heard about it, I assumed it was the 80s. I assumed like the early 90s. Like I didn't. They were like,
I only knew it was then because that was the Rumble that around that time. That's where Mr. Perfect came back, Goldust, Val Venus, and The Godfather.
Yeah.
And the plane ride from hell was Brock and Mr. Perfect getting into that. Excuse me. I'm allergic to tussles.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I thought it was so much earlier that it was like, it was a different time back then. 2002 is not that long ago. And
Mr. Perfect against a 5-year-old Brock Lesnar. Who you got?
I don't know. Baby Brock could probably still throw down. But I mean, so basically the story was Ric Flair exposed himself. Bless you. Yeah, I didn't say it because I'm a jerk. So Flair exposed himself, allegedly pushed himself on a flight attendant. Different people, Rob Van Dam originally said his words were twisted on the show is what he's come out and said recently, where, he didn't see it. He was reacting to what people told him happened as opposed to, and then editing made it sound like he witnessed it. Tommy Dreamer came out for Ric Flair and basically got suspended from Impact. And from Busted Open Radio. Yeah. And now Ric Flair has lost convention appearances. His Car Shield commercial. WWE is canceling him, just like Woke Guy.
Maybe. Depends. If you're trying to sleep, not the best plane ride ever.
I don't want to see Flair's wang, so no. I don't want to be honest.
I mean, if he's helicoptering it.
Space Mountain, baby.
I don't get why so many are mad at this. Rick said did worse things in the 70s and 80s. Nobody's mad at any of that.
Well, and that's what Ric Flair has basically said. This did not happen. And Ric Flair's argument is, I opened my entire life up a couple years ago for an ESPN 30 or 30 special. It was ripped apart. There were interviews with, dozens and dozens of people. None of this ever came to light. And the reason it never came to light when ESPN did all of it is because it didn't happen. And you hear him talk about it, you're like, you know what? That kind of makes sense. You would expect something like this to show up during a bunch of interviews for something like an ESPN 30 for 30 special. Something like this would pop up, you'd imagine, but who knows?
Yeah, with the defense being that the airline attendant had never agreed to speak about this publicly before.
Yeah.
And that's why this has come to light.
For sure.
Either way, it was a different era. I get to hear stories that aren't quite as aggressive as that, but I do a show with a guy who loved the Attitude Era. Saying that everybody loved the Attitude Era, and everybody was rowdy and anxious and excited and angry at the competition. There was so much passion going around that they did a lot of dumb shit.
I'll tell you what, I get so angry at people. I expose myself and run around. It's just a natural way to let out.
Well, not on the plane, but just in general. WCW beat us again. It's
beat us again. Woo!
Helicopter. I mean,
styling and profiling.
I mean, that could be a better way than taking it out in anger and rage, maybe. I don't know, but defending the behavior is certainly not a good thing. Dreamer is the one that gets to see the consequences of that.
Yep.
And Nathan's right, and you're right about so much worse.
Yeah,
back in the day, but that doesn't also excuse the behavior.
No, not at all. And I think like RVD said, he saw FLAIR in her, in her bubble. Mm-hmm. Like he was definitely like near her. Was he trying to get her to grab him? He's like, I didn't see that at all. But he was definitely in her space. Like he was back in like, I forget what it's called, where the flight attendant is, where the food, the coffee pot, all that stuff is.
Right. Yeah.
He was definitely in that area, in her area. Mm-hmm. She couldn't get around him.
Right.
Type stuff. And it was like,
I mean,
crazy.
It's wrestling. There's a lot of people that have done a lot of bad things. Some because they were drunk, some but because that was acceptable behavior. And I'm not saying we brush her under the rug, but hopefully it is a learning experience. If any of the allegations are true or not against Ric Flair, hopefully people are able to move forward and realize you don't do that. I've heard some former stars, some aging stars mention that the locker room's just not as fun as it used to be.
Now they play video games.
They play video games and they're on their phones and they're doing the TikTok dances, and that's just not the way it used to be. It's not the way a wrestling locker room should be, and that's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah, right.
That's the problem. Is these guys are trying to be better about themselves and carry themselves better. And you could argue any sport does that. NFL, if you were taking a plane or bus ride decades ago to now, is going to be radically different. Where a lot of stars have clauses in their contracts they can't ride motorcycles because it's too dangerous.
Yep.
So again, not justifying, and Nathan in the comments saying he wasn't saying to excuse it.
Oh no, yeah.
But that's what they do. Sorry, it was a little quick.
Yeah.
And this was only the focus.
Yeah.
That's what this show does. That's the thing. And
not this show, that show.
Well, this show a little bit too, but
this show, because we don't prepare enough to know the other stuff off the top of our heads.
It's WWE had pulled Hulk Hogan years ago.
Yes.
And they've gotten rid of the woo, from the intro and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they are laying low from Ric Flair. But that's the thing, is like, it'll blow over. The heat will go over. And hopefully he didn't really do it, but I don't want to victim shame either. Yeah. Hopefully everybody's learning from this, trying to be better people.
And I think the issue with that is I think it's perception. If she thought whether you were trying to do it or not, if she thought you were trying to do it, you were trying to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point there too. Maybe legitimately he thought he wasn't trying to do it.
Yeah. But if she took it that way, congratulations, you were trying to do it.
But he also was probably a little inebriated, so maybe in hindsight, and it's been 20 years just about, you might not be remembering quite as it happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Soul brings up a good point here. Half of the Hall of Fame would be deducted, as in if they're going to cancel culture.
Yep.
If you're going to punish people for their former actions.
Yeah.
And some deserve it.
Yes.
But like you said, like Soul said, that's a lot of people that are going to have to be erased from history. And
it's the entire celebrity wing minus, no, never mind. Bob Barker would get eliminated too.
Yeah. So, but that's what the show does. People will forget about it in a couple weeks' time. And there'll be some sort of new drama that the show brings up that people are.
No, I had someone go, well, it doesn't matter. He's going to go to AEW soon anyway. I don't think that's true. I think if for AEW to touch him right now would be wrong.
I think they're going to take their time. Yeah, I think that was probably the plan, but laying low. And speaking of over,
the
party's over.
The party's over.
What party? Specifically,
the Lucha House party's over. I know.
I don't even want to host the show now. If this is the type of horse manure you're going to bring to the airwaves.
No. Grand Metalik allegedly requested his release, also known as the guy who spun the thing when zzz, yeah, the master of the ropes.
I mean,
I'm not
how
sure.
are you in the WWE if you're not on consistently, or if you're not getting some sort of push, which is consistent TV time, even if you're not winning, just consistent TV time is considered a push. How are you in WWE right now not getting a push and not seeing everybody thrive elsewhere and not wanting a piece of that, you know?
Oh, exactly. And that's where, he was on Main Event this week competing against or with Lindsay Dorado against, another team. And you would argue, well, that's on TV. Is it? Is it on TV? I mean, technically, yes.
It's like being on AEW Dark.
Yep.
You're wrestling, you're competing, it's not the spotlight you want.
Exactly.
You're okay with it here and there, but not every week. And
some guys, I think, they make whole careers out of just existing in the back and being there just in case, and they don't care. You make good money. You're there.
Yeah.
But at some point, if you truly have the passion for it, you want to be performing and you want to show your best self. You don't want to be remembered as the guy who was in catering. So I can totally see where, and obviously he isn't the first and he won't be the last. And it's just going to get worse until WWE turns something around where they have maybe not even better product, but just a more on TV, more spotlight to go around, more
opportunity, I guess.
Opportunity, creative direction, something.
Because WWE has been desperate for a new Rey Mysterio for years now. They love his legacy. They've tried to build up. There's a huge market and viewership that they try to not just capture but maintain. And they thought Alberto Del Rio was going to be that guy, which maybe they had their hearts in the right place, but it just wasn't the right choice.
No.
I don't know if any of these guys, like Kalisto's gone, Lindsay, Grand Metalik, they all have the ability.
Yeah.
They could, but WWE, for whatever reason, doesn't put that faith in them.
And then
now Dominic has to be the next Ray.
Yeah, and then they start, and then they immediately pull it. Like the two guys that Lindsay and Metalik were competing against were the other two guys that could do that were Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. Like, Angel Garza, nice looking guy. He had a good storyline for a while. Was in a good team with Andrade. Like, he was on that way, I think. And then they were like, hold on. Like, and then I forgot Angel Garza existed for a while. And then he showed up on Main Event. Like, so I don't know. I really don't know. But I could see, lots of things going that way here soon.
See, and it's WWE. I also don't think when it comes to that realm, the Mexican wrestling and the lucha libre style, they don't get the mask stuff. They really don't. And so you go to down to NXT where you have Escobar Taco Bell, who
Legado del Fantasma,
would wear at one point the masks to the ramp and then immediately take them off. And they never had them on long enough in WWE for us to understand why that's disrespectful. They can tell us all they want, but they're fast forwarding through the masks every time they can. And so he's not going to get it. Lucha House Party was allowed to keep their masks, but really not allowed to show any personality after that.
No, the most personality was like, "Woo, we're fun. We have a piñata." Like
they cut a promo a month ago, I think, on Raw, and I'm like, this isn't bad. Okay, all right, I can get behind this, and then they did nothing with it. So disappointing.
There were guys in the back going, "Who gave them microphones?"
Yeah. Hey, wait, that was supposed to be a Miz and Morrison segment.
supposed to be the king of drip or whatever.
Damn luchas.
Damn luchas, get off my lawn.
So Ballz is going to give us an on-site report.
Yeah.
Live play-by-play on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, probably not. But I will be at Extreme Rules from Columbus. Asking me to tweet the entire time or to give updates, it's probably not going to happen. But I'll try.
Yeah, okay, fine. How about just a live stream? You don't have to tweet then. You can just talk.
Turn it on.
Yeah. And we'll just watch you.
Yeah. Watch me watch.
People are like, sir, you can't videotape this. You're like, no, I'm not pointing towards the ring.
No, I'm videotaping
I'm
me.
the star.
Yeah. It's all about me and my reaction to you.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All right. Are you excited?
No, I think Extreme Rules is going to be awesome. I had to switch because we were talking about something else. Like, yeah, no, I'm hyped. First wrestling live event in a while. Looking for me. I'll be like, woo.
Okay, I'll just say if I had to guess, he's going to be camera side, so you're not going to see him too often, but he will be close to the ring. So maybe if somebody goes over the barrier, maybe you'll see him.
I hope
That's
so.
what I'm going to guess. I've been the guest of WWE and personnel enough to know that's their section.
Yeah, I truly don't know, but I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, Ballz will be sweating all over the stars.
Sweating all over them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sweating on the stars. Ball's new workout tape.
Terrible workout tape. Yeah. First of all,
Michelle says nice seats. We don't know for sure, but that's just
we don't know. Yeah, and I'll definitely announce that.
You're not going to see him next to Sign Guy or Brock Lesnar Guy. I'll tell you that.
No, because I didn't pay for my seats.
No, or the fluorescent old people.
Yeah,
they'll be there.
No, if I can get my photo taken with Sign Guy, Brock Lesnar Guy, or fluorescent old people, I will.
Why not all of them
together?
Maybe Frank the Clown will be there.
I was just going to say, maybe Frank the Clown will be in a photo. Hopefully.
Why not? Yeah.
Gosh, I hope so.
So no, yes, he's excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Pay-per-view can't be too upset about that.
I'm super high. Like, it's been so long since I've been to a wrestling event live. Like, I'm really excited for Extreme Rules. However,
you're gonna be so extreme. You're gonna wear your mask underneath your nose.
I got to remember that I got to bring one. I forget. Oh yeah. I should probably do that.
So the card itself will be okay. I mean,
that's what I'm looking at.
Matches lined up so far.
Do you remember when Extreme Rules had stipulations, or was extreme? Sometimes?
I don't think that was ever the case. I don't believe that. No.
There were like stipulations to matches sometimes.
No.
Tables, ladders. Other extreme things.
Oh my.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that at all.
A whole lot of not much of that for this Extreme Rules. Not yet. We still do have a SmackDown to get through before maybe something happens. And many of these matches.
One show to add stipulations.
Stipulated
pay-per-view.
Yeah. 6 matches so far that I've seen announced. First one, we'll just start with this because it's like this could be on a SmackDown. Liv Morgan versus Carmella.
It'd be a fun match.
Yeah, it'll be a good match.
It'll be all right. Hopefully, a continue of Liv's ascension up the card a little bit, up the ranking, so to speak. I'm trying to figure what kind of stipulation they could have.
I don't know. I immediately went dance off, and that's just awful of me. However, it's only because I enjoyed Carmella's dance breaks with R-Truth, like a year or so ago. Yeah, that was, I thought, funny, and that's where I kind of went with. But
R-Truth is criminally underrated, by the way.
R-Truth is criminally underrated.
He has been given so much shit, and he has somehow turned it into golden shit. I don't know how he does
all the time.
That guy's good. Good. They should give him a creative team spot when he's done competing, in 20 years when he's, 20, 30 years when he's in his 70s or 80s, still looks like he's 30.
He still looks exactly the same.
Yeah. I'm going to call Liv to win to continue that climb. Maybe Carmella moves over to Raw.
Yeah.
Or maybe Liv does. So this is kind of their blow off, I would say, but I don't know what the stipulation. Like, I'm assuming not all of these will have stipulations.
No, I don't think so either. But I just think it's funny. Like, this was just, obviously it's a feud, but it's like a random, hey, as of right now, there's definitely more women matches on this pay-per-view than, any AEW thing. So
yeah, maybe it just means there are no countouts or DQs.
Yeah.
Maybe that will be the underlying theme of the show, where some matches may have bigger stipulations, but this one is just, anything goes. Carmella tries to cheat, but Liv still wins. That's what I'm calling.
No, I agree. I think Liv's winning. Tag match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus the Street Profits.
I love the Street Profits. I think the last couple of weeks have been good for them, but for the last couple of months, not so much. I think for a team that came in so hot on SmackDown, they've pulled back on it. They've cooled them off a lot.
Yeah,
they're very good. They're so talented, but this isn't the time that they regain those titles.
No, and with the storyline going on with the Bloodline, no, the Usos are not losing their tag titles.
Yeah,
I think the match will be good. But I don't think
the match will be great. The match will be fun. I have no doubt about it. The match will be fun. Arguably a match I'm probably more excited for than most of the card, but I just can't see them. I can't see the Street Profits walking away as champs.
No, I agree. I think the Usos are taking it. We need to have something here that we disagree on. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Raw Women's Championship. I'm calling title change.
I don't know that.
And also, my Amazon heard me say a specific name.
Okay.
It was like started talking to me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I thought maybe one of your daughters was nearby, like your pick or something.
No.
Oh, go ask your device who's going to win the match.
Alexa, who's going to win the match between Charlotte and Alexa Bliss?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
She doesn't have an answer for that.
Oh, she knows. She's on the booking team.
Yes.
She just can't tell us.
No, I get it.
That would be interesting if we get a title change. Alexa as your women's champ, a new toy for her collection.
And it's her hometown.
Oh, that means she's losing. I got to pick Charlotte then.
I know you do. I am going to pick it because it's her hometown, and I think her as champion now could be a lot of fun and give them something to do with that, continue this gimmick. So
wouldn't you be scared though? Charlotte Flair drops the title, maybe gets drafted to SmackDown where she wins the title.
Well, yeah, there's that.
No, I would love to see the Raw Women's Champ go over to SmackDown. And then they'd be like, we'll trade belts. And then she's like, nope.
No.
I want both of them. I want both. We're not trading belts.
No.
They did that before.
Yes, they did.
Tag champions.
Yep. Here's these. No. No. That.
Charlotte wants it all.
Yeah.
Charlotte wants it all. I think she retains. I will be cheering for Alexa to win this.
Yeah.
Because thankfully we have the draft coming up soon, which probably won't move a lot of people, it seems. We could be wrong every time we think this. They fired most of them. They move all of the roster, and so basically it's the same show, just on a different night of the week.
Yep.
In this case, it'll be the Raw roster headlined by Roman Reigns on SmackDown. That's about it. Casimir calling Liv and Alexa for the first two matches.
It's because Casimir has taste.
Does he? He's the one that usually doesn't really say hi to you. So
I know. Well, I'm just talking about those two specific women.
Okay.
So
right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Charlotte to retain. I'm not saying I want it. I'm just calling it.
Yeah, no. Triple threat, which I guess technically is a stipulation for Extreme Rules. United States Championship, Damian Priest, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus.
And I mean, it's cool that Jeff Hardy is getting a little bit of love again, but week before the show, let's go ahead and add him to the match. And I don't know, is
because he's taking the fall.
That's what I was wondering. Is he taking the fall, or is Damian dropping the title already? And this way, he's not a part of the decision.
There is that as well. I was calling Damian. I hope Damian is continuing as U.S. champion.
I don't know who else would win if it's not Damian.
Right?
I think Damian's better on the hunt, though. That's the thing. Is like I liked him without
Yeah.
the belt, kind of having a direction, wanting some revenge against the Miz or
Yeah.
against Sheamus and all those guys, but it's like, I don't know. These three are not staying on the same brand.
No.
Somebody is moving. But then
Yeah.
who's moving? And like, so does Damian retain and then they bring in some new people and he defends, or does he drop it and
And
he's
then he
the one
moves
moving
to
over to SmackDown?
Yep.
And I don't know why. I think Damian's going to move to Fridays. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I'm going to go ahead and say Jeff Hardy wins.
Ooh.
He gets added to the match. He wins. Yeah.
And Damian Priest goes to SmackDown to look like a Roman Reigns stunt double.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, go ahead. Try to listen to a Roman promo. Try to listen to a Damian promo with your eyes closed and tell me who's different. If they could read the same script.
I was going to say same script. Like, well, that guy's talking about bloodline and recognizing him. So
Not yet. Haven't gotten there yet. John, on our way.
Those are the last two coming up right now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Women's SmackDown Championship.
I think Bianca gets a much better showing than what happened last time. It will not be a 30-second loss.
No.
But I do think Becky retains.
I agree. I feel Becky retains. They did not bring her back to continue this momentum for Bianca to pull it out. I'm optimistic and hopeful that she does get a much better showing than last time. Same as you.
I think also with only 6 matches announced, this right now offers a lot of these matches a chance to grow and breathe. Yeah. This will be one that I think probably is a slow build, gets really exciting at the end. Becky is a badass who I think she and the creative team are trying to make her heel, but the crowd just will not let that happen right now.
Yes.
So I think she'll cheat to win, and the crowd will still cheer her.
Yep.
But at least Bianca will look better this time around.
No, totally.
Yeah.
And then I want Bianca to get angry at the crowd for cheering that she cheated to win. Like,
yeah. Casimir thinks Sasha's going to return and help Bianca win. Maybe. I'm not as confident, but Sasha needs to come back sooner than later. So
I mean, who knows where she is or what the issue is? I don't believe that's ever been told.
And again, we have a draft coming up, so you may just hold off for 2 more weeks.
Yeah, and then
1 week and
announce her as a top pick in the draft, and then have everyone go, "Why? She's constantly gone. Why did you waste your top pick?" Star
power,
Yeah, star power. Who doesn't show up?
No, you want somebody there every week working their ass off. R-Truth. He should be number 1 pick.
I was going to say Grand Metalik.
He comes out in his football gear, his football attire. He's ready to go. He's ready to play for the Patriots.
Final match, main event, Roman Reigns versus Demon Finn Balor in an Extreme Rules match for the Universal Championship.
Come on. Anybody that thinks Finn has a chance. I know it's the Demon, but this is Demon 2021. This isn't Demon 2018, 2017, whenever. No, this Demon's going down.
Yeah, no. I love that they're bringing the Demon out for this. I love that I get to see the Demon live. That's going to be cool as hell. He's not winning.
No, it's when you already know you got Roman and Brock going down at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Whatever the next, I don't know, Saudi Arabia show.
Yep.
So we already know that's happening. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be for the championship, but.
Nope. But it's probably going to be.
Where's your money there?
My money is that it's for the championship. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you could say that Brock could cost Roman the thing, but I've never understood that mentality because you think Brock would want the title for himself.
Yeah.
And costing it to then get that shot or to get that match against Roman. Brock may not be typically the smartest wrestler on screen.
You leave Lumber Brock alone.
I don't think he's that dumb, though.
No.
He may have a man bun, but, it's... No. Sorry, Demon. The dominance will continue for Roman Reigns.
It will.
And for them to already do Brock Lesnar it'll be interesting to see if Roman can go over Brock at the next show or not, or if Brock wins temporarily, is the title holder temporarily, and then Roman gets it back, or if they really just keep this going, hoping that Roman and The Rock are able to make it happen at WrestleMania.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Casimir loves. He's optimistic. If nothing else, he is an optimistic wrestling fan. You know, he thinks he could win. He thinks Finn Balor, Demon could win, but no.
I mean, it'd be great. I'm a Balor fan. Like, I hope. My heart says Finn. My head says Roman is going to steamroll this Demon.
Yeah, so would you think Rock wins if that ever happens, Rock and Roman? Or do you have Roman in that dream match? I would probably have Roman.
I would have Roman.
And then from there, he really thinks he's untouchable?
Yep.
And by then the Usos lose, and who knows, maybe there's a fallout with Heyman, but Roman remains that untouchable star. And then you get a shocking upset. That's where you pull in somebody out of left field that person has Roman's number, but all of these established stars did not. And maybe that new star kind of helps usher in a new era of stars. Maybe it is a Damian Priest. You know, somebody that right now we don't think of it. You know, this is a good suggestion. Brock, Big E. Now, he says Survivor Series, but that could be a fun little, Big E's the guy that can upend Roman Reigns, but
totally.
I still think it's going to be a while before we see that, or at the earliest, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And since he's not the one challenging for the title this weekend, But you should have fun at Extreme Rules. There should be some damn fine matches, and there'll probably be some really horrible matches that get added that you have to sit through. So
it's true.
Have fun with that, by the way.
Oh, I will. I will. I'll make sure I message you during it.
You should live stream it, but that's just me. That's just me.
You're just trying to get me kicked out of the venue.
No, you're filming yourself.
Yeah, I know, but
fun.
I feel like they're not going to care or recognize
just
that.
Say, hey, I'm waiting to see if Brock Lesnar guy appears behind me. That's all.
I'm watching myself to see who's behind me.
You can never be too safe out there, you know?
No, it's true.
And the security guards will be like, oh, yeah, I know. You know what to be.
You're right.
Yeah. No, but seriously, sincerely have fun with that. We will get the he's calling you out. Don't you be touching his Liv Morgan.
Huh? I'll let you know if I do. If my seats are that good.
Although that could be. Is Liv Morgan his penis?
I doubt it.
Or does he call his balls Liv Morgan? Don't be touching my Liv Morgan balls.
Nope.
Yeah. Liv is the left one, Morgan's the right one. I don't know.
This has gone so terrible.
Well, you should have a good time. So keep us posted. Everybody wants to make predictions. If you didn't do so during the live stream here, that's all right. We'll get them posted on our socials at Wrestling Audio. Again, if you're coming in a little bit later or you're listening to this after the fact, again, Low Blow probably going to take a little bit of a hiatus, but we will be back. Probably just going to try some new things and have some fun. So we'll see you whenever we see you. Nothing.
No, yeah, I was like, we'll see you when we see you. I was like,